I'm Paul Fraley. I reside at 2500 West Kilgore at the Silver Birch Assisted Living Facility. This video is about legal problems with one's guardian. Where do I start? It's not very complicated at all. I mean, sometimes your legal guardian can think they can get away with things, a little shady, but they really can't if you have help from an outside party, such as a spouse or friend. If you have problems with your legal guardian, if they refuse to pay the bills, let's say like a mental health facility, and they have excuses and they make up excuses why they don't want you going to college, and they don't have time for you even on the weekends, and don't want to talk to you ever about anything that personal, well, then I say you've got a problem with your guardian, a legal problem, because they have crossed a legal line. And you can't really do much about it unless you have someone help you get an attorney. I hate this notification crap. Anyway, nothing to worry about, because in the short term, it seems like there's a problem. In the long run, there's not really a problem, not for me. There's probably going to be some bitter emotions about it on the party's part, but not mine. I'm not going to care one way or the other. Don't want to see a person go to prison, but I don't know where the attorney would take it. If you have problems with the court over competency, what you need to do is file for a competency hearing, preferably after you're married, but you can do it before you get married if you want to. After all, marriage is a contract, and that's very arguable depending on your point of view, what you're talking about. But we won't go into that. It's too complicated right now. It's too messy. What I do want to talk about, though, is things like guardianship, power of attorney, and conservatorship. These things can be taken away from that person if they are irresponsible, as discovered by the court through an attorney. Nothing like that going on just yet, because I'm not that be of a rush, and I'm not that kind of person. But these things are cold hard realities that sometimes as an adult you are forced to deal with, such as family members going to court making up stories about you not true. I've had videos like this before, where a loved one claimed I threatened their life, which is a blatant lie. And they lied about me just causing trouble and trying to cause threats and all this, so now threats and stuff. Well, the real story was I was just sitting there minding my own business, and my niece attacked me, assaulted my face, with her fist and her hands. And I yelled at her. That's what made my so-called mother angry and decided to make up stories about me. And of course, the psychiatrist, Dr. Richard Dyer, did not know what to make of it. In my opinion, he confused autism with schizophrenia. Later on, Dr. Saddah, my real psychiatrist, told me that I don't have schizophrenia. I had dissociative disorder. And this other personal stuff, well, it doesn't really matter one way or the other until it comes to filing a court case. I assume I can just sit on my butt now and not do anything about it for about a year or two, because, well, my mother is terminally ill, and you know what that means. First of all, she can't come back to court anyway and testify on anything because she has dementia. So you can see where I'm going with this. I see a legal snafu coming down in the future, maybe 2 or 3 years down the road. And I'm not going to notify anyone because I already have notified her. That is to say, my guardian. And she just blew me off. That's fine. I don't care. It's sad that it has to come to things like this just to have an ordinary life. And that's all I ask for, is the opportunity to have the same opportunities that everybody else has. And if what's her face disagrees and says, I don't want to fool with you at all any more than I have to, That makes a lot of sense. She didn't want me to stay in Dunkirk and have to go back and forth delivering groceries because she doesn't want to fool with me at all. That's not a very good attitude for a guardian, in my opinion. But this is the complication I'm going through, this type of snafu. So I might keep you updated later on, maybe 2 years from now. Over and out. This is Paul Fraley with Legal Problems with Guardians. The end.